So the response to disruption becomes a stimulus, and then the response to that stimulus is in fact more innovation. Let's talk about this knowable thing, I said, this predictable thing about technology. This curve is well accepted as being a reality. This is the technology evolution S-curve. What it means is that at the early stages of knowledge development, it takes a lot of effort. This line is effort or money. It takes time and effort to accomplish very little. And as you aggregate more knowledge about this area, whether it's ICT, software development, chip development, bioengineering, as you develop more expertise within a narrow area, you get more efficient at how you deploy your time. You not only gain knowledge, but you gain tools to deploy that knowledge. And you can accelerate the efficiency of your process with less and less effort. But after a period of time, you know everything there is to know, you've deployed all the easy solutions, and to get more and more efficiency and productivity, and this is the scale of productivity, to get any more productivity gets again very difficult and very expensive. So what happens in that case is that new solutions evolve from new sources of technology to address the same problem. And initially, in solving that problem, they're not as good as the old solution. But they have a better future for the long-term development. And it happens again and again. Now again, if you're the incumbent, if you like the world the way it is, if you control the marketplace and you're here, the master of a certain technology, call it computer chip fabrication, and there's a disruption coming from a new technology, you hate it. Because you know that when you take your existing customers and move them to that new platform, it's going to be an uncomfortable move for them. And they may exit stage right for another customer. So what you try and do as the incumbent is hide that. You try and make it look like a relatively smooth, continuous curve. Because you've locked people in with this solution and you don't want them exiting before you move to the next solution. You say, Jerry, this is theoretical, thank you very much, I'm a practical person. Can you bring this down to earth? Let me try. Where are my Windows users again? I don't want to see any Apple hands. Where are my Windows users? Come on, there are more? There are more? I know, yeah, thank you. How many of you are on Vista or Windows 7? Thank you, let me see your hands, that's it. Now, how many of you are happy with your Windows Vista or Sesta? Oh, the hands didn't go up. I got about a third of the hands. How many of you are unhappy? The hands go up, some. Anybody in the room an Apple user that avoided that transition that used to be a PC user? I want to know, where's my 2 or 3 people that went to Apple after years of being on a PC? Where are you? Are you out there going, raise it higher, I want these, okay, those happy people out there are the people that said, no thank you, Bill, I'm not going here. To heck with you. I'm moving out of this marketplace, and as long as I'm going to be disrupted, I'm going to that smiling Apple thing. I hear it's fun. Let me give it a try. And that cost Bill Gates 14% market share. It didn't destroy him, but it cost him 14% of a multi-billion-dollar business. And Apple just sucked it up like a sponge with pretty ads and smiling faces, right? Saying, no problems here. Now, so this is a world we all know. Where am I? This lovely machine that is helping me project my slides, this is a XP operating system. Oh, it must be an old machine. No, it's sort of new. I paid a premium, several $100s. I waited for 3 months on special order to get this machine. Because Bill Gates made it very difficult. He wanted to force me to buy a Vista, right? System 7. But no, by special order, I can still get my XP machine. Why? Because I'm a late adopter. This machine's going to last me, the way I travel around the world, a year or two before I drop it. So if I'm only investing in a machine that's going to run for a year or two, there's no reason for me to worry about tomorrow. I want today, and I want it to work really well. So I'm here. While the rest of you guys, God bless you. You're over here. You're on that platform forever. It's going to upgrade easily. I wish you well. And, you know, but you're paying a price. The first time you turned it on, you said, oh my goodness, it doesn't look the same. All right. It only took them 3 tries. It usually takes Microsoft 3 tries to get it right. And by the 3rd time, it's really great. And I'll be there with you any day now. All right. So this is a real issue. And there are many, many examples of this. I mean, and perhaps we'll share some examples later on. But this is the real world. So what are some examples that you might recall? Well, I could start this chart way back here. We talked about IBM before. You ever hear of Sperry Rand? You ever hear of Univac? Okay, they're down here up the chart. I didn't have room for them, right? And then that's the mainframe world. Those guys get destroyed by DEC, Apollo, and Sun. Sun, anybody ever hear of Sun? Yeah, they're gone, right? They become a little trivial, irrelevant software company because they can't manage this transition. They all get destroyed by Apple, Dell, and Microsoft. Well, guess what? They're in, right now, they are being destroyed. They are being consumed and disposed of right before your very eyes because I don't need an Apple, Dell, or Microsoft, or Intel for that matter because I can do it on my phone, thank you. And I can do it in the sky, you know, what they call it, in the cloud. About half of what I need to do, not everything. So they're getting destroyed by Google, Yahoo, eBay, whatever software as a service application in the cloud you want to consider. When I say software as a service in the cloud, how many of you did I lose? Well, let me see. Who did I? Okay. Software as a service in the cloud. Ladies and gentlemen, you no longer need a computer with computing power. You simply need a portal to the World Wide Web. All the computing power is in the web, and you just need to access it. It has your data. It has your computer essentially out there in the ethersphere. Great drama, but it's where we're going, right? And many of us know it, and it's out there, right? So this disruption, this is just one. I'm talking about, you know, IT as it affects individuals and sort of work groups. But you can look at anything, even the automobile industry, my goodness, something that changes very, very slowly. So what's going to kill General Motors? Oh, you say quality, my goodness. All the thing that's going to kill every existing car manufacturer, except very few exceptions, is a zero emissions electrical vehicle, right? Or fuel cell vehicle, whatever it is, whatever emerges as personal transportation's solution 2 decades from now. Because none of these guys are ready to handle it. They've been fighting it and fighting it and fighting it. They know how to do it, but they're incumbents. Incumbents don't want change. Why? Because they have dealerships. They have that salesman knocking on your door. Remember the Britannica guy? Well, you know, in automotive, it's the dealership. You know, in soda, it's the bottler. Whatever, all these, you know, players in incumbent industries protect their turf. They don't want change. And they're good at it, and they fight change, and that's why we don't have electrical vehicles today. I mean, we have a few. But literally 10 years ago, I was involved with a company called Southern California Edison in Los Angeles. And we had the solution. General Motors had created the car. It was called the EV1. And we were spending hundreds of millions of dollars to scale this up for Southern California. And it was only because the right hand of General Motors, while developing the EV1 and working with the utilities, the left hand was in the politicians' pockets fighting the regulations. And in the end, of course, the left hand won because it protected the incumbency. It protected all the players who would have been destroyed by the new solution. So incumbents only move to new solutions when they get dragged there, when they see there's no other game left. So this is why there's an opportunity for entrepreneurs. A colleague of mine, John Freeman, would ask the question this way. He would say, why are there young, emerging entrepreneurial companies? And I would say, oh, because, you know, entrepreneurs, they want to, and he would say, no. John was wiser than I. He would say, look, big companies, incumbents, they know everything the entrepreneurs know. They've got access to the science. They have better access to the science. Better access to the science. There's stuff going into the universities. A lot of times the big companies help fund it. They certainly know what's going on. The big companies know the customers. They have the customers. They have their trust. They have their relationship. So why is there room for an emerging new company? Big companies have what small companies need. Relatively, they have unlimited money. Relatively, they have unlimited market power. But the reason small companies and emerging companies have a chance is because of the baggage the big company has. They can't move, they can't change. John was what was called an organizational ecologist. He was a true academic. So he taught me, even though we were the same age, I came from business, he came from academia, he taught me the theoretical underpinning for this thought. And it's absolutely supported by the literature and by the academic research.